Hi everybody, it's me Willow and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have another fun video for all of you today and it is my one battle after another film review. I finally had the chance to see Paul Thomas Anderson's newest film and I had such a fun time with it. The film stars Leonardo DiCaprio in the lead role. We also have Sean Penn as our antagonist in the film. We also have Teyana Taylor, Regina Hall, and a lot of other fantastic ensemble members. This is really an ensemble film. I would even say Leo, I don't know if he's really like the lead of the film. I feel like there's not entirely a lead. Maybe Chase Infinity would be considered the lead because she's the main pawn piece in the film along with Leo. So they're kind of like co-stars. But there is bits and pieces where Leo is not in the film and Chase is not in the film. We go back and forth between everybody in the ensemble. So I think the direction in this film, led by PTA, is just fantastically done with such superstars like Leo and Sean, also Benicio del Toro, Teyana, and Regina. All these guys can really take over, the spotlight if they wanted to, and they definitely have their moments. I think Leo really shines in this film, but with the direction of PTA and all of these, just acting geniuses, they've been in the biz for quite a while. They are able to balance out like the emotion and the energy from all the characters just perfectly. I think this is a really well directed film, really well executed. The timing is so well done. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, it's just really well done. Like, that's plain and simple. Like, there's not many I don't have many criticisms for this film, if I'm being honest. I think the narrative is very interesting and very relevant to our time. I know that this is based off a book. I have not read the book. I believe it's set in like the 70s, so PTA has obviously updated this book to our current time with Black Lives Matters, a lot of the social justice movements that have rised during COVID, obviously Donald Trump becoming the president for the second time, for his second term, and all of the ICE raids that are happening in specifically sanctuary cities. This is stuff that is happening right now in the States specifically, but also, all around the world. There are specific crackdowns, like book bans, happening here in Canada, where I live. So, this revolution that they're talking about, even though the book is based, like, several decades ago, is still just so relevant in 2025. So I just think it's genius of what Paul Thomas Anderson has done with this story, making it so relevant and just like a story that needs to be told. I think the music is also very well done to specific pieces. We have dirty work that is used during the film. I think it's just encapsulates the vibe very just like on the nose. And then the other one would be The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, which is kind of like this spoken word song from Gil Scott Heron. This is a very popular spoken word used a lot in, I believe, the 70s and 80s with the Black Panther movement. It's also been incorporated in rap and in many other certain forms of art. So I'm just love that it was used in this as well. I think it's a very powerful piece of art. And I think it's just incredible that just like it continues to be used and continues to be platformed because I think it's a very important spoken word poem. And I think what is being said in the poem is very important. I would encourage people to actually look it up afterwards and actually really take in what Gil is trying to express in his spoken word poem. I think it's very powerful, and I think using it in this film and just the the climate right now, everything that is just going on, again, specifically in the States under the Donald Trump administration. I just think this film is a bold piece of art. And when they're coming after late night talk show hosts and freedom of speech, I think it's incredible that we can use art to push away for this, rebellion, the resistance. I think it's incredibly important. And when people say art and movies are not politics, they shouldn't be politicized, then you don't know and don't understand the origin of art, artisans, creatives. They've been persecuted and they will continue to speak out and raise their voices. And that is what PTA is doing with this film. I just think it's very interesting seeing the different scenes, specifically with Benicio del Toro's sensei character and how he is doing an underground railroad in 2025. He's trying to help specific immigrants, maybe dreamers, undocumented people in a sanctuary city to get to a sanctuary location, which is this church. And he's housing them in his family run convenience store. I just think this is a very important narrative to show. Also, the detention centers. It's just a very powerful visual, to be honest, when people have been saying this stuff that's been going on since 2016 specifically. I'm sure, a lot of these things, obviously, this book was written in the 70s, so there is some influence from what has been going on since the 70s or even beforehand, the specific tactics that both sides use. So I think it's very interesting to even see Sean Penn's characters and all of the men in the army that surround him, specifically that one character who interrogates a lot of the resistance, and then also kids at the high school. He's the specific interrogator in the film. I found him very intriguing, and just the certain tactics that he used, threatening these people's family members, trying to seem not too threatening, but obviously he has stuff in his back pocket that he's not afraid to use. And seeing Sean Penn and how he's the whole, oh my goodness, the whole, what were they called? The Christmas Adventurers. I was trying not to laugh in my seat because it's just so fucking ridiculous, but I know it is real. This underground bunker for these people who just, are the purest of the white supremacists out there, and just the language that they use, the body language they have as well, how they are willing to turn on one of their own when they find out that he has not been fully truthful and he's been a race traitor, and all this other crazy stuff with Chase's character and what's revealed about her. Just an insane film, but it's insanity because I know that it's real. They're not, wearing white hoods anymore. They're not the KKK. They're just these plain white folks out there, in office buildings with these underground bunkers in their mother's homes. They're out there, and they're not hiding it underneath a white cloak. So I just think it's a very interesting and poignant film. I know some people will probably be off put by it, especially just like I said, with the climate right now. And I feel like some people are going to go see this because it has Leo and it has Sean, these really big actors from the 90s, and a lot of my parents grew up with them. They were their golden age of Hollywood. And I don't think my parents would like this movie. I think they would be really off-putted by this film. And I don't think they would understand the nuance, unfortunately. So I feel like I think the PTA fans and I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think the people are gonna get it who are gonna get it, you know? And I think there's going to be a big crowd who's going to push back against this film. I'm pretty sure there already has been like a little bit of pushback. What these people are fighting for in this movie just I think at the beginning with what Teyana Taylor said, I can't exactly remember how the quote went, but it was similar to no borders, no boundaries, no flags, no country, like no hands on my body, like a very similar quote to that. And I just found that very powerful for what they're fighting for. They're just fighting for basic human rights, in my opinion. The only person I see who uses the lethal force is Teyana Taylor's character when she kind of goes off the rails. Like, she ends up getting into this situation with Sean Penn's character, and she can't see straight anymore this revolution. She forgets like who her family is, and I found that very interesting. I really do like how it's like more a father-daughter film and, the trials and tribulations of having a 16-year-old daughter when she has no mother. Like, it's she often will reject that connection to her father, right? I think that's just obvious with puberty and hormones. She's like, I don't want to be near my dad. And especially Leo's character, Bob, aka Pat, who is like stoned out of his mind, always hungover, is not the role model that she needs in that moment. But when her life is threatened, he goes after her. He is on the mission to find her, and I think that is a beautiful moment. I really do love the tenacity that Leo's character has. He really does have a driving force to find his daughter and protect her. That's all he wants to do in the film, and I really do think it was interesting how Teyana Taylor's character said in the beginning portion of the film how she feels bad that she's jealous of her daughter and just to feel like she's competing with her. And I think that is a very natural emotion that a good portion of mothers have. It's a very daunting and emotional and hormonal time after you give birth. And all of this attention goes towards this new baby, and a lot of the time the mothers can be left in the dark and she feels lost, doesn't have her identity anymore of being this powerful resistant leader. She's now being a mother, and then she feels like maybe she can still have her power and control in the Sean Penn relationship. So I really do think that was well written and so complex, but just so like beautiful and real and raw. So, and how she ends up becoming a rat in the end when she gets picked up after killing the security guard, putting everybody at risk. And then in the end, she rats them all out and gives everybody's names up, gets these people killed and locked away in federal prison. She gets to go to witness protection program. And from what it seemed to me is that she made it to Mexico, and we have no idea what happened to her. It's kind of assumed that she died, but I think it seemed like she, made it out and abandoned everybody from the shame of what she did. So, very interesting, very intriguing, such a complex female character, which I appreciate. And of course, we always will have a complex female character from PTA. And I really do think all of our male characters are very strong too. Like I said, love Leo, love what he's doing in this. I think he is so hilarious, but also very real and raw. You can see that he is broken from this betrayal that he had from his wife, one, from her cheating on him. And I kind of took it that he thought that the baby was his. I'm not sure, maybe he did assume that Sean Penn was the father, and I think that's even more of a betrayal, like leaving him with this child that's not even his, and she can't even have the like audacity to stick around, and she just continues to go off with that Sean Penn character. And you can really see that raw emotion from Leo feeling betrayed, and then obviously what she did to all of them, ratting them out. He wasn't safe. He had to go switch his identity and his daughter's identity, be broken away from the family that he knew of the French 75. So very, very interesting. I think Sean Penn's character is just, man, he is so flippin' fantastic in this film. I definitely am glad that I kept him in my supporting actor predictions. We roll that tape back, how I said, ooh, I think I have to take him out. I don't know why I kept him in here. And the natures that will be wanted me to keep him in there because we knew that he was stunting in this film. He is just so good. So strong, so, again, complex, and the levels with the Christmas Adventurer, and also I really love the one scene that he has with Chase at the nunnery when he has her, like, tied up, and they're waiting for the results of the DNA test, and she starts like heckling him, and she goes, "Why is your shirt so tight?" And he goes, "I'm not gay if that's what you're asking. I'm not a homosexual." And he gets so annoyed. I thought that was a brilliant scene, so well done between the two of them, and it just tells you everything that you need to know about Sean's character. Just that, like, machism, so perfect. So funny. I think this movie, with the tenseness and the thriller aspects, is well balanced with a lot of humor, specifically from Leo's character and Sean's character. They are both so flippin' funny. Comedic timing is perfect. So well done. I can't praise it enough. I really do appreciate when we're in a more tense film, when we do have some moments of levity with some comedic timing, and it's just so well done. Lots of great jokes. I was laughing at a lot of moments, but also shocked at some moments too. I won't spoil the ending, but there's definitely two like car chase scenes near the end that both of them, oh man, so crazy, so nuts, insane. I just had such a fun time with this film, and specifically the very last chase scene, I was starting to get kind of motion sickness with it because it was so tense, and we're like going up and down these hills, and you're like, oh my goodness, I was in the IMAX, and I was like, oh, when is this gonna be over? And it's just so perfect. I really do love that Chase gets to shine. I think she is so smart, so witty, such a charismatic actor. I'm really excited for her career. I think this is what a good kick out the gate, man, for her. This is gonna be a great career for Chase. I'm really, really excited for her. I really think she's super strong, and she really does take the second half of the film by storm. So really loved her. She has great chemistry with Leo. I also think her work with Regina Hall in the film is really great too. I wish Regina was in the film a bit more. I think she's fantastic in Honk for Jesus. Love that film with Sterling K. Brown. She is just so fantastic in that film. And I really wish she would get cast in more stuff because she, again, also has great comedic timing, but she can do very well in dramatic roles. She has a really great scene in the second half of this film with that interrogator that I mentioned earlier. and he's really pushing her buttons and telling her things, trying to get her to give in, and you're wondering if she's going to end up being a rat, similar to Teyana Taylor's character. You're not sure what side she's going to give into. Is the things that the interrogator's saying truthful? We're not sure. So really thought that she did a great job in that scene. She gave us some tears, and I just wish she was in the film a little bit more, because I really do think that her character's interesting, and like with the whole rat scenario and how she had to keep going forward in the heart of the revolution after everybody had to scatter. I think that would be very interesting. I just like to learn a little bit more about like Regina Hall's character, because I think she was a really strong character. Similar with Benicio del Toro, I heard a lot of people saying that he's a standout from the film. Definitely is a standout. He is so fantastic as the sensei character, also leading this underground railroad system for a lot of undocumented or immigrants in the sanctuary city that they were in. I think it was just so, like, he was also very funny too. Like, he has a really great scene with Leo in a car, and a cop is trying to pull them over, and how they like react together is just so funny. And then like when he gets pulled over, he's like trying to show the officers that he doesn't have anything like underneath his coat, and he's kind of drunk, and just so funny. So funny. But I also kind of wish he was in the film a little bit more too. I would definitely say Sean Penn would be like the supporting actor, I think, that gets pushed. But I think Benicio del Toro did great with what he was given. He does have some strong scenes as well, always kind of being calm, telling Leo's character to like go with the waves and be like one with the spirit and stuff. So really do love this character work that he did. I just don't know if it's enough to get the nomination, because I think it's kind of a competitive year for supporting actor, but I could see him squeezing in there, definitely. So now that I'm talking about like awards, I just like wanted to list everything. So I definitely think Best Picture is a shoo-in. I think this is a really strong film. Just like the grandiose of the film. I know a lot of people are saying like movies like this just don't get made, and it's very true. Like, I definitely think this is kind of on a similar level of like an Oppenheimer. It's trying to be an experience that you want to see in the movie. This is like a crime thriller, like really passion, fiery, a lot of energy, and these movies, they don't get made a lot. Like a big budget, it was 132 million, I believe, something like that. So very expensive to make, but it looks so beautiful. The talent is so well in the film, really well casted, and great score, great music. I think comedic timing is great. I think the action is really well done. The car chase scenes, like I mentioned, two really good car chase scenes. I think people will be looking at these car chase scenes in the future and showing them in film schools, specifically the second one. Just so well done. So really do think this is a fantastic film. I definitely would like to go see it again, because I think the narrative is a little complex, and I think I'll get more out of it for the second viewing. So definitely a rewatchable film. I definitely think director is a shoo-in for Paul Thomas Anderson. I think he's going to get nominated. I think adapted screenplay is really strong as well. I would give Leo a nomination. I really do think Leo does great in this role. I think he is like there as an actor. You can tell that he likes this role. He's going for it. He is past the time of trying to impress the Academy. He's just gonna go batshit crazy and smoking weed, hitting the dab pen in the teacher conference. I love it. Just so great. I would give him a nomination just because I think he really embraced the role and went for it. So I do know it's very competitive, but I would give him Best Actor nomination. I really do think he should show up after Killers of the Flower Moon not getting nominated. I think we should give it to him. I would also give Sean Penn Best Supporting Actor. I think up against Stellan Skarsgård, it's going to be a difficult year because I really do love Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value. I think he's so strong in that film. He really is the film. But I think Sean Penn is equally the film in One Battle After Another. I think he is so good in this, so strong, and I will be surprised if I don't see him nominated in like every single category leading up to the Oscars. Female actors. I don't know if Teyana Taylor could get supporting actress. Maybe she is really strong in the film, but she's only in the first, like, maybe 30 minutes, if that, first 20 minutes of the film. Her spirit does linger throughout the film, and we're always referencing her through Chase's character and Leo's character and the Resistance. But I don't know. I don't know if I could see her getting in, honestly. Possibly we could maybe like have her tentatively like outside the five, possibly maybe Golden Globes, but I don't think we will see her. I think we could possibly get some sound music. I really do love the soundtrack. I think it really does add to the energy of the film. I like the costumes too. I thought they stood out, but they are a little bit more simple, but we do have like some pieces that are more bold, like Chase's skirt and leather jacket outfit, and then Leo's like house coat, plaid house coat, and his beanie and his like old age visor sunglasses. Brilliant. I also think Benicio del Toro's outfit where he has his ski and how he had like his sweater over top of it, and then he changes from slides to cowboy boots. I really like that. He also has like the glasses on the string, so he doesn't lose his glasses, so he can wear them at all time. Really love that costume design. Think it's great. I also think the costume design when Teyana Taylor is pregnant and she's like shooting up I don't know, the AK-47 or whatever machine gun that she's shooting when she's fully pregnant. I think that little costume design and prosthetic work with her belly was great too. So, really fantastic costumes. I think the production design is really interesting too. The scenes with Benicio del Toro and Leo DiCaprio going through the convenience store, like going up through the different rooms and the houses, going through the curtains and seeing the different hallways, and then we're led up the ladder. One person goes one way, one person goes the other way. We're going on the rooftops. I think all that scene was so well done. Really great production design. I think the production design out in the desert as well, with the car chase scenes and like the cinematography with the car chase scene, really great too. So I could see cinematography as well getting nominated. I think this is going to be a very heavily nominated and awarded film. Like, I think as everybody else has been predicting too, but gotta get my feed out there, So overall, I think One Battle After Another is a very strong film. I had a great time with it. I'm so happy I was able to see it in IMAX. Did have to drive about 40 minutes away, but it was so worth it because just like specifically those desert scenes. There's this one scene with Sean Penn's character, and he meets up with this other kind of crooked character, and it's just the two of them up against this really big, like, sand dune cliff. TIFF out in the middle of nowhere, and it's just the two of them and then just the landscape. And in the IMAX, it was crazy. They were tiny, and we just saw this humongous landscape, and it was so beautiful. And I was like, this is what IMAX is for, guys. So I had a fun time, really did enjoy it. I think the tension, the comedic, all of it is just so well done, so well directed, and all built together with this incredible cast. I had such a fun time. Definitely going to go see it again because, again, I think I'll get so much more out of a second watch. I think the more I see this one, the more I'm going to gain. And I think that's the brilliance of PTA when you can do that as a director, where you get more out of the film each time you watch it. It never gets boring, never gets lackluster. It just gets better and better on each viewing. I really love this film. I'm going to have like a full Letterboxd review, so it will be down below. So go check out my Letterboxd and the review out, because I'm going to have that in the next little bit posted when this video is posted. And check my channel out because I have so many more film reviews. I was just at TIFF, so I have a lot of film reviews posted as of late. I'm also continuing some more TIFF reviews in a TIFF roundup video coming up soon. And I'm also going to be doing an updated awards prediction video, so we'll be talking definitely a lot more about One Battle After Another in that video. I think Warner Brothers has their hands full because Sinners and One Battle After Another are such strong films. Like, what can I say? Like, they are taking home the winnings this year, I think. So I'm excited for that awards video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification button so you don't miss out on those videos. They will be posted in the next week or so, so keep an eye out for that. If you enjoyed my review, please hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment. What did you think about One Battle After Another? I'd love to have a discussion down below, hear all your guys' thoughts. What was your favorite part of the film? Who was your favorite character? I really would love to hear what you guys think of PTA's new film. I am really appreciative of all your interaction, as it really helps to push me out into the algorithm and come across the screens of other like-minded people like yourselves. So thank you so much for hitting the subscribe button and continue to interact with my videos. I will see you in my next video talking about awards predictions and more TIFF related content. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.